All right, well, let's transition then and dive into the WHL, and I'll kind of have you reiterate some of what you just said, but I know that this is probably going to be a bit of the Riley Heidt show, but
yeah,
I'll let you kind of go.
Unbelievable. This kid is insane. And the thing that I liked, so this week, again, I think he only has 2 games this year where he doesn't have a point. So this week, the 3 games that he played in was all about the assists. He had 1 in game 1 versus, well, they played Vancouver. They lost 6-1. He had the primary apple on their 1 goal. Didn't eat a dash, which I'll be honest with you, he eats a whole lot of those on that Prince George team that loves the run and gun game. 2 apples in the second game where they beat Vancouver 5-0, and then they win on Saturday against Kelowna 5-4, 2 assists. All 3 games went right down the middle, 50% of the faceoff dot. He's up to 36 points in 20 games. And the last, I want to say even the week before this too, he pretty much was all assists. But and I talked about this with him before too, the WHL does this interesting thing where they track dangerous shots, which I'm assuming is just like high danger or whatever. And all of his shot attempts are in high danger areas. So that's the thing with him. He's such a smart player, whether he's going to be a playmaker. He's also got a ridiculous shot. He is a fucking sniper. He's always either already in a dangerous position or making plays to dangerous spots on the ice. And he's a great skater, great in transition. He's just a fucking, he is having a ridiculous year. So I do have to, we got 2 options, WHL.
Okay,
he obviously gets
can we make up our own stat here? There's high danger shots. Now there's dangerous shots. Can we come up with something of our own, frisky shots or something weird where it's a specific pocket of the ice where it's it's not dangerous, but it's not undangerous. It's kind of sneaky, catches you off guard. We'll put some thought into it. We don't need it on the spot here. I'm just saying people just make this shit up. The fact that scoring chances are an actual stat that get thrown out in the middle of a hockey game when literally any shot on goal should be labeled as a scoring chance. I just that kind of shit pisses me off. Do you not agree?
Hell yeah.
Who decides whether a shot on net is a scoring chance or not a scoring chance? With some of the bad goals we've seen go in, every shot on goal against Edmonton should be a scoring chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that get defined? I don't like the subjectivity of a stat like that people really use as a big metric for a game. When you're bringing that up on the broadcast, I feel like it's misleading and them trying to generate whatever narrative they see fit. Just if we're going to talk real, grind your gears shit, the one that really pisses me off is being and here's the historic numbers over the past 20 years between the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. It's why the fuck does 10 years ago have any bearing on what's going to happen in this fucking hockey game when they're all retired?
It's just everyone loves making fun of Minnesota. So let's just find a new way to do this. Aha.
But it's our broadcast that does it. And it's it's not picking on our broadcast either. That's not what I'm going for. It's more you see it across the league where it's oh, by the way, guys, because we know you really care about this. Over the past 20 years, here is how things have stacked up. Goals against, power play percentage. That doesn't matter. Maybe look at the past year or two. Maybe.
And this is why I love when Ryan Carter's doing color commentary, because he's just all right, well, he's yeah, one time this guy one time I had an Ambien for lunch before a game, and it was I was unwell the whole game. I missed a guy.
LaPanta drops a stat like that, and he's I have a belly button.
He's I can't remember what LaPanta was talking about one time, but then they were talking about Foligno, and it was some LaPanta saying something that LaPanta says about tough players that play hard, blah, 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 blah. And Carter was man, did I ever tell you about the time that I fought Marcus Foligno and he fucking basically knocked me out, broke my nose. It was horrible. He was like, really? He goes, oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Marcus Foligno's a pussy. Well, he beat the wheels off me, and I'd kick the shit out of you right now. So
he was like, I made the mistake of dropping the gloves with Foligno one time.
Dude.
Oh man.
I
dying laughing.
Ryan Carter is as close as we're going to get to Ken Blankenship running Minnesota Wild games.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's the best.
Oh, Carter is awesome. I love him.
I used to do every game. I would always send him a picture of his own face in pregame because he would always be back, dual exhaust, baby, because he had the fucking flow going out back. I was just like, it's crazy. Like, you've got a very classy mullet going on.
Speaking of mullets,
dual exhaust, bud.
We can glean a lot of where Dino's at right now based on how much he's letting the hair go.
Yeah.
Name one time in the past 2 seasons that he was not fucking clean cut.
Oh, the last few games too, it's been like, it's starting to curl out back, dude. Like,
it literally looks just like the pictures that you pull up on BB.
A lot of sun, not a lot of water. Like, he's just in the office. Not going home, probably.
But
at Tria.
Z, what if I told you he's actually 23 years old?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's got the Frank Saravalli virus.
Frank Saravalli is actually his father. Let's see.
All right, but you were supposed to talk about a second guy in the WHL before I completely derailed that.
Kalem Parker, shot D-man.
The man saved from that shit.
Literally saved from. Oh my God, saved from Victoria. He added 2 apples on Saturday, went +2, a 7-3 win. Tell you, like, he's fun to watch on the power play too, because like I do think he does have a whole lot of creativity in his game. Super mobile. He's got a fucking bomb of a shot too. So another guy interesting to watch, where there's sometimes where he kind of looks like how David Spacek used to look, where it's like pretty power play heavy. But the thing with him is I like his transition game a whole lot more. I like his skating a whole lot more than a guy like Spacek. So he's an interesting one to watch too, because he's got good size. Again, there's like a lot of foundational tools. So I'll be interested to see him as the years go on too. And he's got a long runway. Like, they can let him develop as long as he needs to. But the thing with him too is like, he's a solid defender, especially like just like killing plays before they develop, like on the rush. So he's a fun player to watch. I think he's gonna, like, there's just so many super high end prospects in this pool, and there's still, even with some departures, like there's still a cool lot of guys in the back end of this prospect pool that are like just more flashy names. But he's another guy that, especially with him playing a lot of minutes too with Matejchuk, he's very fun. Like, I really like, I mean, I'll always watch them Matejchuk. So
right.
If they want to make that move, you spring over somehow, would love that for me. But yeah, no, he's a fun player to watch. Thank God they saved him. There's no fucking way I could watch him if he was still at the Vic, dude. Like, I couldn't do it. It was brutal.
No one wants to see Victoria.
Yeah. He's a fun player, man. He's fun. I like him a lot.
But you
brought 11 points in 20 games. Sorry.
There you go. You brought up the comparison though with David Spacek, and how have we never talked about it? Maybe I'm just off on a different planet, John Klingberg style, but Yaroslav Spacek gives birth to a son, names him David.
Yeah.
Is that not a little fucking weird to you?
Yeah. He's probably like, listen, I went through enough over here. All right. People were just, so you're David now. But
that's like you having a kid and being like Artemi.
David's a very popular name in Czech, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess I take it back. It just
I was actually just thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute, because now I think about it, I immediately naturally went to fucking David Pastrnak. I was like, he can't be the only David, though.
Okay, yeah, David Pastrnak. That's a fair rebuttal.
But it's
I'm like, sorry, it just sounds like such a like generic like.
No, I know. It's like the transition from Yaroslav is like no, David.
Yaroslav.
David. I hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kalem Parker, tell you, one to watch.